This is going to be a little different from my normal review in the fact that I'm not going to show any footage from the video game since I'm reviewing three games all at once as a group. I'm going to do this as thoroughly as possible, as quickly as possible. Mass Effect 1, which is more plot oriented, and kind of somewhat resembles the Star Wars theme in a good way, though. The first three movies, not the prequel movies. Mass Effect 1 was really a great game, so that's obviously a buy. Mass Effect 2, that's more of a rent. And it's a rent for this particular reason. It tells a story. Mass Effect 2 tells a story of through the characters, character driven. Valid way of telling a story. I'm not disputing that. But what is disputable is the fact that they made two of the characters downloadable, DLC only, and they made two of the characters boring. They had two of the characters that were returns, and that's good or bad depending on your own perception of the characters, and which left arguably three interesting characters and three interesting storylines, which is the reason why I say that's a rent. I'm not going to say which two are fundamentally boring, but I do have my opinion on that. Mass Effect 3, well, Mass Effect 3 for the first time ever gets a split decision. And that split decision is, do you want your choices to matter? If the answer to that is no, then it would be a rent. If the answer is yes, to which most of the people that have been playing Mass Effect 1 and 2 would be, it would be a burn the disc. Burn the game, basically, kind of rating. It's bad if you want the choices to matter, which was the focal point of almost all the advertising from Mass Effect 1. Oh, your choice. I'm not going to go into the three different endings, one different flavor kind of argument because it's been made. It's valid, but it's overdone. What I am going to say is that they made one of the endings DRM by making all the DLC matter more than the actual gameplay and multiplayer. They force the multiplayer. You want good multiplayer, you should include it to the single player, not force it from the single player like Call of Duty does. That would be the way that you do multiplayer. In my opinion, it would make a better MMORPG than a shooter with multiplayer options. That is just mishandled. I feel that by making that essentially DRM, they're turning you upside down and shaking you for the cash. I blame EA for this. EA does this more than any other company. They just buy property and destroy the living hell out of it. And they also turn the DLC thing for Mass Effect 3 into a character. And since it's at least partially a character driven story, they're shaking you for cash. Oh man, is that just plain horrible. Now, another way that they destroy the video game for, in my opinion, is the fact that the endings don't make any level of logical sense. Spoiler alert. And this is the only spoiler alert I'm doing. If this is a spoiler for you, you obviously haven't been having an internet connection for long. The evil ending is to kill all the... No, the evil ending is to control the Reapers. The neutral ending is to become synthetic, and the good ending, the Paragon, is to kill the Reapers, which also kills all the Geth. Here's the point I have, is it draws no level of sense. The evil option is to control the Reapers, not changing anything that's organic, and not destroying the Geth, but more or less keeping all that as it is and preserving that culture. The neutral ending is really, that is going to be your evil ending, is to leave everything as is with with the state of how they're being. That doesn't sound evil to me. That sounds positive. That sounds good. And there's no neutrality over becoming partially synthetic. You're more or less changing your culture, changing your species. That is pretty evil, but not as evil as the Paragon ending, which is a genocidal act in destroying all the Reapers. Because you're destroying the Reapers, you're destroying the Geth, and it was told to you that the Reapers were the preservation of previous cultures. How the hell is that positive? How the hell is that good? to actually destroy cultures, destroy species, and not just the Reapers, but the Geth as well, which wanted to help you destroy the Reapers, without the prior knowledge that destroying the Reapers would destroy themselves. That just doesn't make any level of logical sense. So making the DLC included into the ending, the multiplayer including into the ending, made that particular ending a DRM ending. Oh, yeah. I might be the last one on the short bus actually making sure that this video game is bad, but that just means that I'm the one in the back lighting everyone's torches, paying for everyone's pitchforks. And you know what? I'm fine with that because, quite frankly, this deserves as much anger as it's getting. And anyone that says otherwise is on the advertising teat of this video game and doesn't deserve any level of sympathy from the gaming community. By making this game, EA is simply just trying to shake you down for cash for the way that they've ended it, and they've basically told their loyal audience, fuck you. They've given the middle finger. Well, as a member of that audience, I can say fuck you right back, as this was nothing more than a spit in the face. But coming from EA, it's not surprising. So, yeah, this game is definitely a burn it. Don't buy this game. You can buy Mass Effect 1 or 2, but for the love of God, if you want your choices to matter, don't buy the third one. Buy the third one only if you like a really great generic third-person shooter.
This was a triumph. I'm making a note here, huge success. It's hard to overstate my satisfaction. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead.